Hey, so what I'm going to do is I don't know, I think I might tell a little story. Let's see. So one of my clients, I got to use a product called Lief, Lief. It detects anxiety. I get a lot of people that will say that the Apple product basically does the same thing, but I don't think it's the same thing in terms of quality. What Leaf is looking for is an increase in the amount of respirations and lighter respirations than normal breathing. And what that indicates, what we found, is that there's a causal relationship between that, anxiety, and I would also say anger. So I was talking to my client today, and we had not talked about him purchasing it for a while. I had been on him for probably, he says, a little over a year of getting the product, and he said he lives by it now. He himself is going into the people business, and he is experiencing all sort of stressors, which any normal human being would. But the leaf makes him very aware of when he's beginning to escalate with anxiety, and he immediately redirects. And it's teaching him about his body and his anxiety in a way that he would not probably be able to do very accurately just by reflection. The other thing about Leaf is it's collecting all the data. So in the old days, what I did before Leaf, and I still do if people don't want to get the Leaf, is I have them track every hour on the hour their anxiety and their body sensations, and then what's occurring at that time that may be causing that anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10, one being I could care less if the world burns down, and 10 being I'm about ready to explode and implode simultaneously. Where you were at, what were you doing, what were you experiencing, not only in your emotions, but also in your body. And that's quite a task. Actually, I mean, I've had a lot of clients do it through the years, and it's worked very successfully because I have incorporated things going on with the body long before it was popular to incorporate things with the body because as our fear one of our fearless leaders says, Bessel van der Kolk, the body keeps the score, and I believe that probably ever since I got into this business. So I would encourage you to take a look at the Lief Lief product. You can look it up on Facebook. um, you used to be able to rent it. Now I think you have to buy them. They're detectors that basically tape onto your stomach. um, That may sound a little horrible, but if you look at it, it really isn't. And it's going to pick up your anxiety long before you become conscious of the anxiety because of the fact that it's connected to breathing, the frequency of the respirations, and the depth of the respirations. See, when we get anxious, we do this. We go, that's what's going on with our system. And what's happening is that all the blood is rushing from the appendages, the arms and the legs, and it's coming to the core of the person. Um, Most of you know that I'm not a big evolution person, but I can definitely go along with many evolutionary ideas. And what we know is that's the fight or flight response, right? So when we were cavemen or whatever the heck we were, uh, we would see a big tiger with big teeth and we would get the fight or flight response. And we would also, as we know now, we would freeze, get the fight or flight response. But the one thing that was consistent was an increase of the frequency of the respiration and then a lack of depth in the respiration. That happens with anxiety, and it also happens in real anger and rage, in my opinion. So all I can suggest is that you purchase the Leaf product, and what I tell clients is at a minimum, just rent the service for 90 days. They also will add like a coach on too. I don't think you need that. I think if you're very aware of what's going on with the data and they lay it out pretty simply, you're going to see what's going on and you're going to relearn your body's response to stressful situations. And to me, that's worth it. We have now recommended this product for, boy, 2 or 3 years. We have never had a person say that the product was not helpful for them to ultimately manage the intensity of stress. Never had a client say that to us. They've always come back with positive results. So check it out. That's all I can say. Lief, Lief. We make no money off of it. We tried to get into something with them and they wouldn't do it. I do know there's people that I personally know people who are going to be starting research projects using different groups of people as test subjects. In many states, the Lief product is covered by insurance, but of course, we live in Missouri and we don't do things until 10 years after the rest of the world does. So it is such a useful tool. I definitely see it being something that insurance will cover in the future, or if you've got, some sort of a medical account where you're able to put money in that and buy medical supplies. You can, of course, buy it that way, but it's probably going to get covered by insurance because it's covered by insurance in a multiplicity of states in this country. Anyway, Lief, Lief. Thanks. Bye.